Oh, let's just get it over with. Wrath of the Titan! Released in 2012 and is directed by Jonathan Liebesman, who's also behind such films like The Killing Room, Battle Los Angeles, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the remake. And this film stars Sam Worthington, Rosamund Pike, Bill Nighy, Edgar Ramirez, Toby Cabell, Danny Houston, Ray Fiennes, and Liam Neeson. After the events of Clash of the Titans, Perseus has decided to become a father and just a plain old fisherman. But the king of the god, Liam Neeson, comes to him again for aid, because once again the lord of the underworld, Hades, has hatched a plan to defeat all of humanity. And this time it involves resurrecting his father, Kronos, who is a big lava monster! So this is the unsuccessful sequel to the unsuccessful remake of Clash of the Titans that came out in 2010, I want to say. Which that was a film I was really looking forward to. I love good old sword and sandal pictures. Then when we're talking about the gods and Mount Olympus, that really, Greek mythology. I love it. And the film was starring Sam Worthington, which Hollywood was trying to promote as the next big action star. And leading up to him, I was really interested. Let's see what this guy has and see what he does. And the film had Mads Mikkelsen in it, so yeah, I was really looking forward. Boy, that was a wet fart. I did not see it in theaters, so I did not see the terrible post-conversion into 3D, because Avatar had just come out and 3D was the big thing that everyone wanted to do with their big action film. And this film was already shot, so they were doing some post-conversion work. And from what I hear, I never saw it, but the post-conversion 3D effects were god-awful. But from that aside, that film was... yeah, it was god-awful. But they greenlit this sequel, Wrath of the Titans, so I was thinking, you know what? Maybe that was just a bad go-around the first time. Maybe they have something here. Maybe they're gonna just do better. They did not. It's really sad. I remember reading interviews after Clash of the Titans came out, and I remember reading Sam Worthington saying, yeah, I was not a big fan of that film. I wasn't a fan of my acting. I know I can act better. Now let me look at this film objectively. So this is your standard sword and sandals film, and it's your standard, oh, there's this big evil monster coming to destroy the world, you are our only hope, you need to go get the thing that kills the monster, and you're the only one that can do it, so please do it for us. Nothing new, nothing spectacular here, and because of that, this film is just boring. I remember the first time I watched it, I fell asleep during the whole maze section, and I was starting to fall asleep again this time around. And I was sitting up, I was sitting in a chair. I never do that. This film is just so frustrating because it's so boring. So let's talk about Sam Worthington, the next big action star of the time, right? Yeah, no, let's stop that. Let's put him in the Avatar sequels and we'll leave it at that. Really, Hollywood tried to put him into everything. And everything that he did, aside from Avatar, was a huge financial failure. I don't know, I just thought studios usually pick up on these kind of things, very quickly. I mean, heck, when Batman v Superman didn't do the amount of budget that Warner Brothers originally wanted it to do, they wanted to get rid of Zack Snyder right away. Of course, they were kind of tied in because he was already directing Justice League at the time, so they kind of waited a little bit. But usually studios are really quick to pick up on that. So why do you keep giving us Sam Worthington? He's probably a really cool guy, a good guy to be around, a good guy to have with you, but he just doesn't connect to an audience. I'm sorry. He just doesn't add any life to this film. And that's really the overall takeaway I have from this film. This film has no chemistry. There is no energy. There's no life to this thing. It's just a sequel. 'Cause Toby Cabell is playing Poseidon's son, and I'm sorry, he's in the same boat as Sam Worthington for me. I don't understand his character, where he comes from, why his character is how he is, and he was just an annoying piece of shit for me. And then Rosamund Pike, who was a recast from the original actress who played Queen Andromeda in the first film, she is always hit or miss for me. There are some times where I think she is brilliant, like in Gone Girl or in Hostiles, or you see pictures like this, or that James Bond film that she was in, and I go, oh, what are you doing with your career? Really, if I could sum up her performance and everyone's performance in this film, it would be this. It's like the least guttural battle cry ever. I just see the director going, okay, yes, you just won the battle. Please give me your best outcry of joy and bravado. So moving on maybe to the visual effects. I think they are an improvement, of course, to the original one, but again, nothing to really, jump for joy about. And the big CGI effect in the climax, of course, Kronos comes back and he's about to destroy the world, yet he's always moving in slow motion. Why was that? And of course, now I know why this film was just so boring to me. It's summed up right there in our main antagonist. The overuse of slow motion for any minute action that Kronos does. Oh my god, I just want to go to bed. And as an audience member, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, this is the big climax to the film, but the entire climax is done in all slow motion. How can I get emotionally invested? How can I get, my blood pumping, my energy going, getting into this climax if everything is in this stupid slow motion that this big monster's doing? He'd be picking his nose in slow motion, and you have this huge dramatic score behind it. Why? The only big interest that I had going into this film was knowing that the Greek mythology, all the Greek gods are going to be in this film, and I love that. So please give that to me, and I don't want any more after this. And I remember reading that James Franco had signed on for a third installment, a sequel called Revenge of the Titans. I remember reading that. But then this film came out, didn't make that much money, so the studio, they were like, you know what? We're just gonna put that over here and move on. Which is exactly what I want to do with this review. So everyone, Wrath of the Titans, nothing to... just don't see it. You're not missing anything. The acting is subpar. The visual effects, yet an improvement from the first, is just subpar as well. There is absolutely no energy here. There is no connection between our characters. The pacing of this film, the energy of it, the CGI, there is no life to this film. I have either fallen asleep or have nodded off to sleep every single time I've watched this film. That is not a good sign, and I can't possibly recommend this film to anyone. So I'm gonna give Wrath of the Titans 1.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
No, sir, I didn't like it.
So, everyone, now comes my favorite part in my videos where I pick which movie I'm going to be watching next. And the next one comes from one of my fans, one of my former co-workers, actually, Dr. Jamie Leung. He recommended Old Boy, the original Old Boy, not that Josh Brolin remake. A film which I don't like to admit this, but I have not seen the original Old Boy. But I have been meaning to check this film out. I believe it's a South Korean film as well, and ever since I saw The Devil, my movie review from a couple of months ago, I've really been into South Korean cinema. And I hear nothing but just brilliant things about this film, Old Boy. So thank you, Dr. Jamie. I used to work in the optical field, and he was the doctor that I had employed under my business. So it was really nice, chatting with him, talking about him. He would always bring up films like Old Boy, the whole Vengeance trilogy too. So finally getting around to your recommendation. Thank you very much, Jamie. If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on this channel, please leave your comment below or go to my Facebook page, my Instagram, or my Twitter. Leave your comment there, your recommendation there, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it on this channel, and give you a shout out as well. So everyone, have you seen Wrath of the Titans? If you haven't, good for you, but if you have, please comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And when you're done commenting, please like and subscribe to my channel so you know the next time I post my next movie review. So everyone, I will see you next time with my review of Old Boy. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.